Welcome back again, folks. Always good to see you guys and gals coming back here again. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the visit, the comments, and the thumbs up. And haven't been doing very much lately. I've been spending quite a bit of time on this neck joint. Oh man, a lot of time. If you've never set a set neck with a dovetail joint, then you probably don't have any idea of how time consuming that is. It literally takes hours upon hours to get everything exactly right. I took the shims out that they had in the guitar. You can see how short they are. Like I said before, those shims should have extended the length of that tenon. They do not. You can see they're very short. Both of them are very short. Now, you know, I made another shim. I actually made two of them, but I've only got one in there right now. Bring it over here and show you. And it's still a long ways from home. I don't know if you can see it or not. See, their shims only came down to like right here. And that shim should have came all the way down the length of that tenon right there. And I'm going to have to make another one for down in this area, because this part of the dovetail, the tenon is still not fitting in the dovetail just right, though it's fitting pretty damn good. I'm getting there. It's just like I say, very time consuming. I mean, check this out, man. I'm almost guarantee you, look at that, it's holding itself. I don't want to take too big of a risk here and drop the guitar, but you can see there that it's tight. I mean, it holds the guitar up. There, it came loose. There it is. And you know, the back, if you can see this crack right here, yeah, get it turned around where you can see it. There's a little bit of a crack across right here yet, okay? And that's because the dovetail is not fitted properly yet. It's fitting, like I say, pretty dang good. It's tight and getting tighter as we go. And we have a lot of humidity here right now in this room. It's 70%. So, you know, you can see here how hard this is to get loose. But it's not tight enough yet, because like I say, it's got a crack down here. And, you know, I need to tighten it up in this area to make that dovetail joint pull itself together. The thing about a dovetail joint is, you know, the way they're cut and designed, and the way the tenon is designed to fit that joint, the dovetail is tapered inside, okay? So the farther you shove the tenon into the joint, the tighter the thing pulls itself together. I hope you can follow me on that. That's the easiest way I know how to explain how a dovetail works. You know, like this little crack back here, I can't shove the tenon down in there any farther than what it's going right now. It only goes so far down in there, and it won't go any farther than that. But the end of the tenon is not doing its job right here and sucking that together. And I needed to do that and draw this together as tightly as I can get it. And then we'll start worrying about the angle of the neck here. I think it's going to be just about right. As you can see quickly here, the thing goes right over the bridge. The straight edge does not touch the bridge. There's roughly, looks like, I don't know, I'm going to guess 20 thousandths of a gap there. I like that. But I'm not worried about the angle right now. I'm worried about getting this joint to fit tight the entire length of the tenon. And I got little shims all over the place. Here's a bunch of them. There are 3 of them. And I need to make another one, or use one of these. I think I can cut one of these at like half of it. There's probably be the one right there, because it's thin. I just need a tiny bit, man, on the end of that tenon to make that thing fit, to go in there tighter without, yeah, just to go in there tighter. I'm going to bring the camera over here. I don't know why it's set like that. I just came in here and that's how it was. I'm going to bring the camera over here and show you how I do that. So hold on. Now you can use, what's that stuff called? Stencil paper, I think. I'm not really sure. I think it's called stencil paper. I like to use chalk, just regular old chalk. And coat the inside of the dovetail all around. I'll show you later if I don't forget how to how this is tapered inside, and how, you know, why it draws the thing in tighter as it goes in deeper. It's the way a dovetail works. The tighter, you know, that you can shove the tenon down into the joint, then the tighter it's going to fit and pull itself together tighter. Now that's all I did there, was just chalk over everything. Colored the entire inside of the dovetail with the chalk. Okay, see, we have no chalk here, none there. I still got to remove a little bit of glue from this yet. And we just want to shove him down in there good and tight as it will go now. And wiggle him around a little bit. Boy, that joint it's really tight, but it's going to be tighter than that when I get finished with it. And like I said, this is so time consuming. Now you might want to do this a couple of times. Take the thing back out, put it back in again. The idea is to get that chalk from the dovetail onto the tenon. And by that you can see exactly where you need to work at or not work. Boy, she's tight, man. There it comes. Let's go one more time, and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about once more. I swear, I honestly think right now you could string the thing up and play it with no glue, and I think it'd be okay. That's how tight this joint fits right now. But like I say, it's going to be tighter than that when I get done with it. But it's very, very time consuming. If you've never set a neck before, then probably don't know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have do know. Now we can see here where the chalk is, okay? Everywhere there is chalk, this tenon is making contact with the dovetail. And same with this side. It's a little harder to see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that at all or not. I can see it. There's chalk. There's no chalk here. There's chalk here, and it misses here. And then there's chalk here, and misses a little place here, and there's chalk here. Most of the chalk is on the inside, near this side. You know what I mean? Not here. Not so much here. So if I remove anything from that shim, it'll have to be from the inside, but I don't need to remove any from it. I need to build it up more in those low spots. So like I say, I have a really thin shim here, and I mean, I am talking super thin if I don't drop it. And probably going to use that, or use a piece of it to put, I don't know, maybe from halfway down here on down to the end of the tenon. And that should really tighten this bad boy up even tighter than what it already is. It's fitting up really good, all except, if I can show you here, that little crack right there needs to be drawn in. And all I got to do to make it draw in, like I say, is just make that dovetail pull itself together right there more. And in doing that, it's going to set the neck angle back a little bit more, which is okay, because like I say, I'm not worried about the neck angle right now. I'm just worried about the fit. Once the fit is tight, and I got chalk all over, you know, both sides of the tenon, I'm going to be happy with that. And then we'll start to worry about the joint. Boy, that son of a gun. Check this out. Let me put it back on there. Okay, see? It's in there. Look. Lift the entire guitar, the whole entire body. It's such a good fit. So, yeah, we're getting close. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. I wish I had kept track of the hours that I had in on this, because there again, you can see everywhere there's chalk, it's where we made contact. And I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't see the camera to tell. I can see it when I look at it like this, but I can't see it in the camera. I can never see much in the camera. But anyways, that's the way I do it. Like I say, you can use, I think this stuff's called stencil paper. I'm not really sure. Anyways, let me clean this chalk out of here. I just use a wet rag for that and rub it right out. It's good for the joint too. You want to make sure all of the chalk, and I do mean every last bit, is gone out of that joint when you glue it. You want to glue the chalk. You know what I mean? I'm going to bring you over here and show you what I was talking about with the way the dovetail's cut, and the way the farther the tenon goes down into it, the tighter it pulls itself together. Let me get the camera. I'll show you that right now. Okay. Talking about this area, this wall right here, this entire wall all the way down. We have a straight line across here, okay? See how this wall is cut? It's not at a 90-degree angle. I don't know what degree that is, but it's got a taper to it. Same with this side. It's tapered in the other direction, if you can see. It's not straight out from the joint. It's tapered in. Now that's to accommodate the taper on this. Trying to hold the camera still. See how this sets in as well. It's not like a mortise tenon joint. Okay, so the farther you shove this thing down into that dovetail, it's just going to keep pulling the neck into the guitar tighter and tighter and tighter. That's why it's so important that the thing fits all the way up here. Now, hold on, I want to show you something else. I told you this before, but I'm going to tell you again. Hold on. Like I say, I have literally got hours upon hours upon hours spent right there, right here. Carving and cutting and checking and carving, cutting, checking some more, glue in a shim, wait for that to dry, carve a little more, check it, chalk it, clean it. I probably have, I don't know, 15 to 18, maybe even 20 hours right now in that. Not all together in one day, but over a period of several days, because a lot of times you got to stop and wait for the glue to set up when you put a shim in it, and then continue from that. So you know you get held up there, but just very, very time consuming. So if you've never set a neck on a guitar with a dovetail joint and you want it to fit right, be prepared to put a whole lot of time into it. I'm going to do this chalk thing again and just make sure absolutely where I need to build it up to make chalk everywhere. Now I want to talk about this a minute. You remember the shims that were in here. Where are they at, man? I'll get one of them here if I can find them. Yeah, I don't know where they are. Here they are. I just got one of them here, but look at this. You remember these shims that were in there? See how short that is? That shim should have extended all the way to the end of this tenon. You can see how short it is there. It comes right there. It should have come all the way to the end of the tenon, just like this one does. But it didn't. And that area where the shims were, about halfway from the fretboard extension, about halfway right here, was all the places that were even glued. Okay? The end of the tenon has never fitted in that dovetail right. Never. And it was never glued. There was no, you can see there, I haven't done anything to that. You can still see that funky glue they had on there. Got to get that out. But you can see it. Okay, so they had too short of shims, and they only had glue from the fretboard extension up to about right here. And this entire area from my fingers all the way down and around here was not a drop of glue on it. None. Someone obviously seen a weakness in this neck block. Okay, you with me so far? Maybe it was starting to crack, maybe it had already cracked, or maybe they just saw a weakness there. I don't know. For whatever reason though, they put a cleat right beside of the neck block where they saw that weakness. Now granted, Gibson puts those patches, or whatever you want to call them, in a lot of guitars, and maybe it is for control knobs. This particular guitar, it is used as a cleat. the guitars I've seen, other guitars that have that patch, or whatever you want to call it, right here on the low bass side of the neck block, the Gibsons I've seen that have that, some of those patches are plastic. Some of them are a completely different type of wood from whatever the back and sides are. And some of them are, I've never seen one, I don't remember ever seeing one that was the same kind of wood that was the back and sides. Except this particular guitar. They use the same wood as the back and sides. They turn the grain of the cleat right to make it strong. Alright? For whatever reason they did it differently from the ones they do it to, if that makes sense. I think someone saw a weakness in this neck block, and they were trying to get ahead of it and think ahead, and they cleated it in there, you know, to keep it from, in case it did ever split, or maybe the split was already in the block. Who knows, man? I do know this, though. Someone finished over it, but that person probably didn't know there was all kind of madness and sickness going on inside of here. He probably didn't even know that the neck joint was that far off. Look at it. That is not center. I think I measured 3/16. I'm not sure, but I think that's how far off it is. I mean, good Lord, man. The finish, as far as I know, Gibson did it. The neck, I can tell you for sure, has never been taken off once it was glued on. If you can call that a glue job. I mean, putting glue halfway up the tenon here and letting this whole lower end of the tenon dry. Plus it didn't fit. I mean, they should have ran those shims all the way down, make the entire tenon fit, not just up here. You know, it's just weird the way all this drama started and came about with this guitar. But it's well on its way to being a better guitar now. Hold on. So yeah, man, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to chalk that thing again, and I just wanted to make this short video and tell you guys why I hadn't videoed any of the work. All I'm doing is just taking, like I said, gluing shims in. Take a chisel and go in there and start, you know, glue the shims in, do the chalk thing, then take a chisel and go in there and start removing where I need to. And building that up so we get a really tight fit like I showed you there. You can stick it down there and pick the entire guitar up so we're very close. And then we'll start working on the neck angle and getting the right angle. It's very close too right now. Maybe when I fix this, the end of the tenon so it drives down in there and pulls the guitar neck in tight against it the way a dovetail is supposed to work. Maybe when I get that to happen, the neck angle will be exactly right. I don't know though. As screwed up as things have been with this, and as far offset as the whole dovetail is, I showed you there, it's not centered. Who knows, man? All we can do is, you know, try to put the thing back together, and well, we are going to put it back together. It's going to be tighter than it's ever been, better than it's ever been. It's never going to let go again, because it's going to be glued in the way it should have been. Now, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this. I've been thinking about this a lot. Haven't done anything to it yet. I originally thought about putting wood glue in that, okay? Take it up at the shop, take an air hose, thin the wood glue down a little bit with water, wipe this over with water, take an air hose and try to force the wood glue into that crack. First, before do anything to it, tighten the truss rod up the way it was, what caused this. That'll cause this thing to, you know, stick out like it did when it broke. It'll open it up as much as I can get it open. And then it's going to, you know, wipe it over with water and maybe have to thin the wood glue a little bit. Hate to do that. And then, you know, just brush it on there, take air hose and force it into the crack. That was my original thoughts on this. But I've been thinking about it. That air hose, it might damage the finish even worse. Here you can see it's already damaged. See that? And forcing a whole bunch of air into those cracks could blow the finish away, blow more bubbles into the finish. Second option, plan B. Always have a plan B. This is my plan B. Tighten the truss rod up, as I said. Make the truss rod force this out as far as possible. And use thin viscosity CA glue. Now that shit, as I've said before, it is thinner than water. I don't know how they do it, but it's just super, super freaking thin. I am sure, 100% sure, with a truss rod cranked back, that CA glue will get in there. And it'll get in there good. And it'll run everywhere that there is an opening. Okay? Then, loosen the truss rod real fast. Wipe it off with water. Take a piece of wax paper and put over it. And use a caul, something like this. And clamp it. See what I mean? This caul will, with the truss rod loose, this caul will force this back in, hopefully to where I can feel it now. Hopefully this will work, and it'll force that back in, that entire area right here. It's got cork on it, but like I say, I'll put a piece of wax paper over that so the glue doesn't make the caul stick to the neck. You with me? And just clamp the living shit out of that right there. And I think, I'm almost 100% sure that will hold that. Well, I am pretty well set on doing it that way. I think that's the way I want to do it. Plus, the thin viscosity CA glue will also seal this finish around there where it's broken loose. Hadn't started peeling off yet, but it's starting to a little bit. But anyways, the CA glue will get in there and it will seal that, okay? And it'll I just think that would be the best way to go. Better than wood glue, I think. Anyways, I'm going to do that in the next day or so. I want to get the thing to fit better first, but just wanted to catch you guys up on what was going on and throw that at you with the thin viscosity CA glue. Pretty sure that's the way I'm going to go. That stuff I've glued tops on with it before that like had came off. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see. Tops that came loose from the sides around here, I have clamped them down, or used thin viscosity CA glue, got in those cracks, clamped them. They're still holding to this day, and that's been years ago. So I'm pretty sure it's going to hold this. There again, you're never going to have to ever tighten this truss rod that tight to do that. If the guitar neck is at the right angle, there's not going to be any need to ever tighten it that tight. I'm surprised it didn't break and just snap off as tight as it was. Good Lord, man, that thing was crunched down. And you're never going to have to tighten it that tight again. So that CA glue should work fine on that. And like I say, it will also seal the finish here too. So kind of killing two birds with one stone there. Anyways, that's the idea that I had on the back of the neck fix there. And I don't know, I'm going to continue with this. I got to put another shim. I'm going to do the chalk thing again, as I said. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to add another little shim right here on the end of this one to get that joint to bite right in the end of it here. And I don't know, I might bring you back for that. I definitely will bring you back for the fix on the neck whenever I get to doing it. But I think I'm just going to stay with fixing the dovetail fit right now until I get it. And then I'll video the back of the neck fix. But I just wanted to catch you up a little bit on some of this stuff. Let you know why I hadn't videoed much of it. It's just, it's very boring, man. I don't think you'd want to sit there for 18 to 20 hours watching me shave the tenon on this thing. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the comments. And again, I apologize for all of the comments I couldn't reply to. Some videos it's just overwhelming. There's no way. Same with PMs. Same with emails. By the way, if we talked about me working on your guitar, I got one opening in June. A guy canceled out. Have one opening in June right now. So if we talked about me working on your guitar, get in touch with me quick because it won't be open very long. And we'll talk about it. Anyways, thanks for the comments, guys. I'll try to reply as much as I can. I got notes here because I can't remember stuff. Yeah, and thumbs up if these videos help you. If you're learning anything or you see anything you like or you just like looking at guitars, whatever, man. If you like the video, thumbs it up. That helps me a great deal. That tells YouTube and Google where to, you know, if you get so many thumbs up, they move your channel, your videos up to higher network tiers, and more people see them, and more people come, and we get even bigger that way. So, yeah, if you don't care, man, please do thumbs up this video. Thumbs them all up. Also, I want to mention again, go back to check my old videos. Go to my main YouTube front page. There's a little search icon there, and search for your troubles. I mean, yeah, a lot of guys and gals are asking questions on stuff that I got 100 videos of. You know, I'm sure you can probably find it. If not, I'll try to help you. But I'm pretty sure that you know, you'll find whatever it is you're looking for. And thumbs down, guys, of course. You know, I was looking at that steamer info video the other day. It had like 2 thumbs down. Why would anyone thumbs a video like that down? All that is trying to help you guys, giving you information about how to make steam, how to control it, if you need a lot or if you need a little or in between. Why would someone thumbs that down? Well, 2 people did. I know who both of them are. One's in Canada, one's here in the States. Both of them's chubby. But whatever. Thumbs the videos up, folks, if you like them, and I appreciate it much. Thanks for watching. See you next time.